Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. So great to have you here on DeepTarget's Customer Success webinar for November. And I'm David Kingsbury. I'm part of our team that does our digital experience for all our customers. And I have with me Jacob Schaefer. Hey, Jacob, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, good. And great to have everybody here. We know it's a super busy time. And so we really appreciate everybody popping in. This is a really important topic, and it's top of mind as well in many actual research projects going on. It's all about how emotions increase engagement in digital advertising. So we're just going to take a few minutes to dive into this, show you some examples, talk about what's going on in the industry, and hopefully give you some insights on how you can be more successful. Okay. So first of all, what we're going to do, just to remind everybody, we do have a set of new products from DeepTarget. We're going to touch on that. Then we'll talk about the emotions. We're going to show some case studies, and then we'll do a quick Java Joy. Okay. So just as a reminder to everyone, we do have 4 products overall. Certainly our DXP, which is our multi-channel engagement for online banking and mobile. Then we have DeepTarget on the Go, which is for email, SMS, and our social integration. Then our new predictive sales, machine learning 3.0. And then finally, we do managed services. So a lot of you guys have already engaged us with some of those products. If you have any questions, please email us. We'd love to tell you more about them. Jacob and I are on the phone probably 4 or 5 times a day, as well as the rest of the team, updating everybody because we know everybody's setting their budgets for next year. Okay, so great. Now let's talk about engaging. So the engagement process is really 3 steps, and I think we all know this. First of all, we have to identify those users who need help. So who are they? And instead of just doing a broad brush stroke, putting out an offer to everyone, which can be in today's time a little bit irrelevant and therefore annoying. We want to be able to target those that are really interested and need that product now. And so what do they need? So we know people are looking, we know that they have needs. What are those needs? And the great news is if you use DeepTarget's predictive models, either the one that exists today or our target by rule that exists today, or our new predictive sales capability, they're going to answer those questions for you. So who and what is solved actually in today. And you guys can be very specific, certainly with target by rule, if you wish, or uploading lists. But I think we've solved that problem to the largest degree. It's not a perfect world, but we think that's important, or that important step is solved. But now we have to get their attention. So that's one more big area, and that's where marketing really comes into play, right? How do we get their attention? So even though we know a particular individual is interested in a product or a service, we also know that others may be as well, and they may be just inundated with offers for a variety of things. So how do we get them to see that we have a great offer for them? And that's actually all about emotions. So here's a great article from the Science of Persuasion Institute that talks about advertisements that are emotionally engaging are in fact more effective. And we all somewhat know that anyway, but there is science behind it. So let me ask you, Jacob, do you know or notice when you are emotionally engaged in an ad?
Yes, I think you just kind of it makes more of an imprint, and going back thinking about it, I can remember and recall specific images that have made me feel connected with an ad that I've seen in the past.
Great. So great comment. So connected, remembering, exactly. So this is a great article talking about how that the science of persuasion. So so it's not always aggressive persuasion. It's simply ensuring that they see the ad that they're most interested in. Okay. Okay, so it just so happens that just 2 weeks ago, the Financial Brand published an article called "How Emotion Drives Customer Loyalty in Banking," and so it's once again top of mind, very prominent in this date and time. Understanding the customer and continually acting on that knowledge, that understanding, bridges the emotional gap that the report identified. And tapping into someone's emotions, giving them a truly great experience as a member is what builds loyalty and helps retain members for a lifetime. So that's tapping into someone's emotions. So let's see how we can do that. First of all, why do we use emotions today? Well, because almost all purchase decisions are based on feelings more so than numbers. And if you guys think back about that, and the time to transact goes faster, the cheaper the product or service, but it still has an emotional basis. So Jake and I have been in sales for some time. I've been in sales for a really long time. And we learned early on that if you didn't connect with the customer and understand their most urgent needs, and therefore their emotions affecting the decision, then it would be a harder, longer sale. So really understanding those feelings is so important. So although we need to focus on the features of products, we need to sell the lifestyle and the feeling they get. So the key is to highlight the emotional response a customer will receive from the product. And we know that's a challenge with our banner ads and so forth, but it's still very, very possible. So how does it work? So Jacob somewhat summarized it just a minute ago. When we users relate to a certain message, it usually captivates their attention and influences their connection with it. The emotional connection strengthens our and their propensity for encoding this event to memory. They remember you and your offer. So this is really important because not all decisions are made for banking related products. Decisions aren't made very quickly. Most banking consumers dwell on them for a period of time. Taking out an auto loan is not necessarily immediately transactional. There's a whole thought process involved in it, right? And so making sure your credit union bank is at the forefront of their memory when they're making those decisions is critical. So getting them to remember you, notice you, and remember you is top priority. Okay. So emotions, once again, are the key to how we perceive and connect with messages or elements presented in advertisements. Emotions are the key to how we perceive and connect. So what emotions should we tap into? So I'm not sure if you guys have. So we here at Deep Target have dived into emotions now for some time, and we've over the past years talked to you guys about engaging at generational levels, because depending on different needs, different if you will, characteristics are involved in decision making. So ads that represent that help. And if you actually do analysis research, you'll find that there'll be as many as 27 different emotions described out in the industry. But you don't want to try to tap into those 25 or 27. What are the ones that are most important to you as a banking, credit union, financial institution to share with your members or to connect with your members? So we here at Deep Target have boiled it down to these 5. And they shouldn't be surprising to you, but happiness, you're special, family, goodness, and a little bit of fear. So if you think about some of these that we're not suggesting you tap into, would be the opposite of happiness. And Jacob and I, as we were preparing the material, talked about that. So many many organizations use sadness today as a way to engage, and especially, what pulls on my heartstrings are ones that are related to, um, illness or sickness or I think about the St. Jude Hospital when they run an ad or what have you, or if it's animal related, that sort of thing. Jacob, would you agree? That's where you see sadness.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's going to be where you see it most of the time.
That's right. Okay. And then, so there's many emotions we don't want to touch on. These are the 5. And so we'd love to hear your feedback if there's another one that makes sense. But all of these actually play together. So quite often, the underpinning of all your ads might be some level of happiness or some level of goodness, but then they focus in on perhaps family and the fact that you're special and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to dive into here for just a minute. Okay. So see if you see what we see. All right. So we're limited a little bit, and I'm not going to say that fully, but in advertising, we have images and words. And we've talked for some time now about the fact that you only have a couple of seconds to grab someone's attention with the image and or word. And some people are focused on the words as soon as the ad comes up, not the image, but most people are focused on the image and then the words. Well, we also have sounds, talking perhaps, and music as well. That's now become a part of our advertising world in the digital space. I don't know if you guys have experienced it like I have. I go into a website to see something, all of a sudden this ad pops up and the person starts talking to me or playing some music, which is a little bit surprising because I didn't remember turning any of that on. But where we really want to have an impact here is just within the images and the words. So here's a couple of examples. See a dog that looks like your best friend, that draws you in. See a car or a new kitchen, a new home that appeals to you because you're in that search mode. In today's world, see a meal. I throw in ice cream. I don't know why. Ice cream you had while traveling. Usually I try different ice creams on the road. You see lyrics from a favorite song. So we'll touch on that in one of the ads here in a minute. And then finally, happy, smiling people, especially your own customers, employees, and leadership. So I throw this ad in here today. Many of you should have seen this logging into Deep Target. This was advertising our customer success webinar. And just from the happy looks on the people here, makes you think you're going to end up with some happiness following this webinar. Right, Jacob?
Yes.
So I'd like to say I'm in one of these pictures, but I don't look as good as these people. So, okay. But it gives you that good feeling, right? So we think all of you guys join perhaps because you saw this ad, maybe not, but in any case. Okay. So let's take a look at some emotional ad case studies, starting off with the happiness one. So happiness also includes funny and fun. And so these are some examples of you guys out there that have some ads running, and we could have put a lot of ads out here, but these are the ones that grabbed our attention initially. The first one here on the left is put your car payment on timeout. So don't we immediately look at the little boy who's got, in fact, that is a picture of Jacob, right, Jacob? When you were young?
Me as a kid, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it does grab your attention. You go, oh, I can stop my car payment for, that's awesome. How about the other one here on the top? That's actually me when I was little. I'm teasing, but that grabs your attention. The one here in the middle, the dog, certainly on a float in the pool. Now, these are over the course of this year, so not many people are in swimming pools right now. And then this bottom one has a little gamification, winner turkey dinner. And that just makes you want to pop into it as well. So great engagement, happiness, fun. Okay. So now you're special. So the first ones that we really enjoyed were the happy birthday to you, wishing you a special birthday. And this is one of our 3D Storyteller ads, personalized for Terry, wishing Terry a happy birthday. You guys may have seen that, I'm sure, in some of our presentations in the past. And then your special will help clear that path to holiday cash and personal loans. Whatever life throws at you, we got you covered, right? So your special, we're going to help you, and that's awesome. Okay. Family, trust, safety, secure. What does the image here immediately relate? He's getting a good night's sleep because he's secure that his money is safe and it's growing and it feels good. So great emotion there, especially in this time when many of us have lost sleep because of the time change. Need a loan here at the bottom. Talk to one of our loan experts who can help. So you make you feel safe that you've got loan expert. Here's they're actually showing their employees. So that's great. And then we can't skip the weather, but we can help you. So once again, this could bridge over into something personal, but the image draws you in, certainly, and engages you. Okay. Goodness, hope, and joy. So life happens, loan. So certainly we get a feeling of joy from the heart, and the life happens. And I believe that's a Band-Aid right here. And sure enough, I like how life happens veterinary financing. So you haven't heard one of my dogs bark, but veterinary financing would surely come in. We've had some vet bills were outrageous, but life happens, right? And then personal loans, once again, whatever life throws at you. So she has joy because she knows she's covered by you guys with your personal loans. Okay, perfect. And then fear of missing out is what we're really talking about. This is just one simple example, limited time offer for a great CD. This is a little bit dated as well. This is back at the beginning of the year when the rates were much lower, but always a limited time offer always brings people in. It makes them think as well. Okay. And I'm sure many of you have other thoughts and have had some. If you want to share them with us, let us know. But now I'm going to go into one of our all-time classics, which is family related, and it's one of our favorite of all time from Andrews Federal Credit Union. And I'm going to spend a minute on this one because this was really impressive. So what Ashley did at Andrews is they targeted grandparents. And so if a grandparent sees this ad for his generation and yours, we can help. Ask us how. So it really is a family engaging type image, and it pulls on the heartstrings of those of us that are grandparents because we want to help out our grandkids, right? So what did that result really look like? So what Andrews did was they targeted age 71 and older members and had a savings account of 5,000 or more, which was kind of interesting. So the perfect amount to support a CD. And they ran this for a few months to a total target audience of, just so you can imagine, not that many digital users at age 71 and older, 27 to 52, but 175 of them then opened a CD. And that's pretty impressive. So 6% conversion. So really, really great result. Very, very well targeted with a great image. So very, very powerful. So these were some of the things that we wanted to make sure that you were very aware of in your advertising. So let's recap for just a second. Always add a little emotion, if not a lot, to every single ad. Even if it's just a smiling person or a jumping puppy or a clapping baby. Make sure that there's something that pulls on the heartstring of those individuals also looking for that product or service. And Jacob, how many times have we talked about the first name?
We talk about it kind of a lot, but it's because it's so important. It truly is.
That's right. So any of you guys who know Dale Carnegie, whose book was the How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the greatest all-time selling sales books, in it, a person's name is to him or her the sweetest and most important sound in any language. And so we actually have that capability in the product to make sure that their first name is appended. And then we ask you to think about what engages you in an ad. So think for just a second. We, especially in this holiday time, what ads have impressed you and if they had emotion in them. And of course, if we look at some of the greatest ads of all time, the Coca-Cola one where I'd like to buy a Coke for you, or I'd like to buy the world a Coke, resonates in my mind to some degree. And then there's so many others out there. And I wanted to show a video of one that was all about goodness, but we're seeing more and more goodness-based ads out there as well. So being good is really important and important to a lot of people, and you can display that in your ads in some capacity as well. Okay, so these are the things to consider when you're creating your ads. And Jacob, we've got a whole bunch of new ads for the holiday season, correct, out there?
Yes, we are coming with a huge update to the banner library with new content.
So be on the update, be on the watch for that. We'll email you guys as that happens. And so we want to go back to the first name challenge. So we have a couple of you guys that have already submitted that you're going to add a first name to a Q4 ad. And if you do that and tell us about it, first of all, you'll be pleased with the results you'll get. But second, we'll show the case study in upcoming webinar, and you'll get a Starbucks cup of coffee on us for that. So think about that, because once again, it's so important. It doesn't have to be all your ads. It can be just a very limited set or one, but let's make it happen. And if you're not doing, make sure you do the birthday, wishing a happy birthday to your customers or members. They love that. I know they do. Okay. All right. So with all that said, we're gonna do one job of joy for those attending today. Jacob, do you want to shake the attendee fishbowl and see who bubbles to the top?
All right, and so this month's winner is Raquel Benton.
Woo, Raquel! Congratulations. We're going to send you an e-gift Starbucks card that you can use to have a holiday pumpkin spice or whatever you choose on us. So awesome. So glad for that. Glad you joined us. Glad everybody joined us. Remember, we have products that we'd be happy to share with you more about, and email us if we can tell you more about them. And then sign up for our December webinar. It'll be out on DXP here shortly, or watch for an email coming up. We're going to talk about 2023 planning, and we're going to review some successful campaigns of 2022. So thanks everybody for joining us today. We hope you are having a great day, and we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Right, Jacob?
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.